All right, I am logged in. Here we go. Kathy made it. Thanks, Kim. Kathy, I need to send you the sheet music very quickly. So let me go over here. I apologize. I should have thought this through when I said, yeah, come on around. So, Kathy, let me make sure I have your email address in here. I do. And, well, my guitar gently weeps. Exclamation point. And then let me go grab the sheet music for you real quick. So it's going to end up in the John and Kathleen John and Kathleen email box. And let me see if I can pull this up quickly. And there's that. Copy, paste, and then let me attach the actual files. Those should be here, here, there, and there. All right, Kathy, I just pressed send on an email to you, um, and that'll give you the sheet music, and it will give you a little information on that, what we're doing here. Um, I'm going to treat you as if you've been hanging out all along here. Basically, the level 4 work session is to get you ready for the Thursday night concert. And so, in here, I'll just reset and do the formal introduction and all that. And that'll give you a minute to go grab that sheet music. Let's see. Yeah, and Kathy, for me, the thought process behind you're working super hard on ukulele. You're also now thinking, maybe I'll toss guitar in the mix. The chord shapes are the same; they're just named differently. So you know this very well. A C chord and ukulele is here on guitar. That's a G chord. The other thing with guitar is the two extra strings make this way more difficult than ukulele, and not necessarily I wouldn't necessarily say that the extra work is worth the effort. um, I do believe that this is overall a wonderful instrument, and it's something that really keeps you working and keeps you studying. Um, but it is definitely not necessarily my first choice for when it comes to just having fun making music. So I know guitar chords too well. Been trying to forget them. Haha. Okay. All right. Awesome. So you're fine with chords. The program here, of course, is identical to the one that you're studying with the other group. It's just on a different instrument. So will be everything I say will sound very familiar and very comfy for you. Um, Also, we get a very limited number of people who show up to this broadcast, which is fine, right? It says I'm really about getting this on tape, and then as people have time to come in and check it and all of that, they do. And of course, I have many guitar players who figure they're either too good or something for, and they just don't want to participate in sheet music things at all, and that's okay too, right? So we have a particular approach here, and it's okay for some people and not others, and we'll leave it at that. I'm going to move slightly over so I can get a little bit better view on what I'm doing. Okay, so let's get started. Bum, 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 bum. Hi, guys. My name's Gary. I am a guitar teacher here in Denver, Colorado, broadcasting live from the beautiful historic Grant Avenue Theater, the mezzanine to the historic Grant Avenue Theater in beautiful downtown Denver. It's supposed to be almost 90 degrees here today, so I'm staying inside where we actually have swamp cooler running right now, which means that we'll start getting humidity in the building again, which is very exciting. All right, what we're working on today is a brand new piece of sheet music that just finished up last week called While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And it is a finger style arrangement of that tune. And what we're going to be doing in this work session is going through the whole thing, making sure we understand what's going on in the paper, making sure that everything is more or less playable, and then once we have this work session finished, you'll have a document or a video that you can go back and check on things and make sure that everything in the paper, if you get stuck anywhere, you can come back and check the video on this. The other main idea behind this work session is to get you focused in on, hey, I didn't need to get this song ready for Thursday night. On Thursday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we have a concert, a one-song concert. Well, we're going to play While My Guitar Gently Weeps about 20 times, right? We'll play it a few times with chords. We'll play it a few times playing the melody line. Play it several times playing the Tough Axe line. Sometimes you'll be playing one thing and I'll be playing something different. And so we try to get that set up where you have an opportunity to get really good at one song each week. And so this week is While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Every week I'm going to do a little bit different song. Hopefully at the end, once I get 30 of these songs done, we'll publish a book and we'll have them as a permanent source of inspiration for all of you playing guitar. Again, I think the easiest approach here is we're walking through trying to figure out what's going to be hard, what's going to be easy, what parts we have to study, and what parts we can be like, I got that figured out. So first section, measures 1 through 4, is one idea. Okay, so on the website, on the sheet music page, so denverguitarorchestra.com, go there and click on sheet music. At the top of the sheet music page, there's a little widget that has all of the songs in the program that you could play. And if I remember right, we're a little over 100 now. It'll come up here in a second. There it is. I have a total of well, I can't get it to cooperate with me here. 123 songs. Sheesh, we're getting pretty good number. There's 123 songs in the program, and you can go and listen. You can download the MP3 for this song, listen to it a few times so you know what you're doing. Obviously, anytime that we do a fingerstyle arrangement for the guitar from a band, there's compromises that have to be made. There's a few choice. We make the decisions in terms of what's going to work best for the instrument. Sometimes we change the key. Sometimes we change sometimes we get rid of the 16 bars of doodly do melody, not melody, just riffs, stuff that's just extra fun stuff on the album that isn't going to do us any good as instrumental players. You might just get rid of that stuff, right? And so we want this song to be a song that people could listen to, that keeps moving and has and really captures the essence of what's behind the song. In this case, what I would do is just go get that MP3 for While My Guitar Gently Weeps, listen to it a bunch of times, make sure you know what's going on the paper. That MP3 is generated from the sheet music, so it's exactly what's on your paper. Okay. Next thing is in this song, we got a 4-beat count in on that. Click, 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 click. That's what those rests are at measure 0. And then we're going to grab a D minor chord, index, middle, and ring. Okay. And generally with D minor, we only play these bottom 4 strings. Okay. In this case, you're going to take your 4 fingers, very finger stylish beginning. 1. Okay, so just grab all 4 fingers, bottom 4 strings, hold your D chord. Bum, 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 bump. The next chord is a partial F6, so we're going to take 2 fingers, 1 finger over 2 strings, and then add your middle finger on the 2nd fret, and then we're going to go bum, 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 bum. It's got a real cool tone to it, right? It's a very interesting sound on a guitar. Then the next thing is this D minor 6th, index finger on the 1st string, 1st fret, and then the 3rd string, 2nd fret with your middle finger. Okay, bum, 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 bump, and then you're going to very quickly dive your bar up to 3, and either your pinky or ring on 5. I'm usually use my pinky. With that one, you want to make sure your ring finger is pulling that high 5 out. Okay, so that's your intro. If I go back and do it again, it's going to sound like this. that's our first 4 bars, and that sounds pretty close to what their intro did. The Beatles did for their intro. Um, then the next issue is that we're going to go back to our D minor shape, okay, measure 5, and we're going to be playing a arpeggio pattern through here. And it'll take you. It took me a few times through to get it where I could figure out what the heck's going on here. But it's we're going to be basically keeping thumb, index, and middle here, and then when we get further in, measure 7, we're going to end up using our ring finger. Okay, so the first thing is by holding that D minor at measure 5, it's thumb and middle, and then replaced by index. So it's that's how you're going to do. You're going to do that 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you're going to put your C chord on, index, middle, ring, and it's going to be the same idea. Dun, oops, wrong strings. Dun, dum, 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 dum. Okay, so those two, all you got to do is change the chord, but your pattern stays the same. And then in measure 7, you're going to grab your G chord, okay, and then now you're going to use your ring end thumb. So let's play those 3 measures together: D minor to C to G. And you don't really have to get these 2 fingers up here. It'll probably sound better if you do, but you don't have to. Okay, from the top, or I'm sorry, from measure 5, ready, play. That's how we're going to do it. You want to try to keep the least amount of drama out of your left hand so you can stay focused in on getting your chords on correctly in your left hand. And then at measure 8, you're going to do 3/4 notes of A. Hold your A chord, bum, 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 grab your A chord, and then we're going to do, the only thing that's different is now our thumb's going to jump up to the A string to root that chord, and it's going to be 3/4 notes, bum, 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 little tiny 8th note rest, and then you're going to hit that 2, which you're already holding down. Hi. Let's get the song going. Go grab your D minor chord. Okay. If you're in A, it's real easy to get to D minor, right? You're holding your A, index finger goes down, ring finger goes forward, and you're in your D minor. Now we're going to start walking through melody or tough acts. Either one of those is the same. If you're newer to tablature reading or you're just trying to get out of all chord playing, I would just play the melody line, which is the second line, that guitar melody line. 3, oh, oh. So it's, I look at you all, see the love there that's sleeping. Okay, so that would be what I would be working on. And I had the claw position to create that melody, but you can also just play a plain old positional thing here and use only your thumb over here, so which would sound like 2, 3, oh 1 3, oh 1 3, oh 1 3 1. And that's another way to play just straight melody. It actually works really well. If you are a pick player and you just cannot throw the pick away, that's how you would be playing, is 1 note at a time and just making sure you're over here. I recommend throwing your picks away. I think that they will impede your progress as a advanced or at least upper intermediate guitar player. I don't think picks do you any good unless you are playing in a flat picking group or you're needing to be super loud as you strum, which again, we have amplifiers. Why do you need to do that? So I don't recommend using a pick, but I know that a lot of you guys are just like addicted to the pick, and so there's that. All right, I'd like to play the tough acts line from that, and we'll just play through measure 12. Notice when you get to measure 12, you've been holding this D minor chord, and then that F6 chord, and then the D minor 6, which we met in the intro. And now when we get to that B flat major 7th that we met in measure 4, in this case, we're going to have this all 3s. And then your darn pinky's got to reach up here to this 6. to get that ing, sleeping. Okay. And I did try using the lower note because it's the same as this first, but it ends up being very unwieldy to finger that, and so it's easiest just that way you're adding your pinky on at 6 and then taking it right back off. It's probably the least amount of work to get that note out. Okay, so let's play measures 9, the pick up to 9 through 12. Okay, it goes 1, 2, 3, rest, 2, splung. Okay, that's what we're trying to get to. What I'm thinking of as I'm plugging through here is I'm going to have my D minor on. I'm going to hit that. The pick up to 9 is a 2, and then 0, 2, 3 is a D minor. So plug those 3, hit the 2 again. Then you've got 3, 0. So I've got to lift up my index finger and then put it back down. And then I'm going to hit 0, 2, 3 again. So there's no reason for me to go grab the F6 yet because my D minor is still serving me here. Hit the 2 again. At measure 10 and a half, the halfway through 10, you've got to lose your ring finger and you move your index finger to 1 on the second string, and then lay it down to get both 1s. And then I'm still going to hang on to this D minor 6. Now I've got 2 opens, and then add the 1. And now I go up and get that crazy bar at 3. Grab the 6, and then go grab left it off to play the next 2 3s. Okay, that's all we're working on there. Now, measure 13, we get a little bit different idea here. We're going to go back to the D minor, but our next note's going to be a 5. So I'm going to be looking at getting my pinky onto that, then my 1, and then my 3 in measure 13. Okay, so I'm at the D minor. That's just a pretty note. It's not serving any work for lyrically, but it gives me the neighborhood I'm going to live in. Go grab your 5 and the 1. 5, 1, 3, and then put a C chord on. Put the whole chord on. Bottom 3 fingers are going to grab the bottom 3 strings, and your thumb is going to root up on 5. Hit that 0 again with my index, and then I'm going to add my pinky on here, the 3 on the 2nd fret. Okay, so 3, I'm sorry, 3rd fret, 2nd string is what I mean to say. And then I'm going to be playing this with my middle and ring finger. Middle and thumb, sorry. Put the 3 on and then take it right back off. And then I've got this fancy G where I'm going to cover both of these bottom 2. 3 fingers. And I'm covering both of the fingers, both strings with 1 finger here. Okay, so let's play 13, 14, and 15. Grab your D minor and play. That's what we're working on. I'm going to do it one more time so I messed up the chord on 14. So let's do the D minor. 5, 1, 3, C chord. Oh, add your pinky, lose your pinky, and then a G chord. Okay. And notice I'm not grabbing the full G chord. It's too much work, so I'm just grabbing, making sure I got 0, 0, 3 covered somehow. It doesn't really matter, and then I'm going to play 0, 3, 3. First page, done. Okay, so that should give you a general sense of how to tackle that. Second page. Measure, how many pages we got on this? 4? All right, I'm going to try to judge our time to get us out of here in good shape. Next page, we got 3 A chords. Bum, bum, bum. And in this case, I would just use these middle 5 strings because we want to anchor that your thumb on the 5th string. Bum, bum, bum. A little bit of a rest there. And then we're going to go back to the same exact thing we just did. Okay, so let's gives us another chance to practice it. Hit the 2. I'm grabbing my D minor. Hit the 2. Grab a 0, 2, 3. Hit the 2. Lift up your index. Put it back. The D minor chord again. Move this over here and get your ring out of the way. Index finger on 2, 2nd string, and get your ring finger out of the way. Lay it down to get both ones. Go to your D minor. Hit the 2. Opens. 0-1. Grab your 3s. And then that pinky on 5, 6. And then the same exact thing as the previous page. C chord on measure 22. Make sure you're rooting your thumb, and then these 3 are on the bottom 3 strings. Add your pinky. Get rid of your pinky. And now we have a new chord at measure 23. You can put your full F chord on if you want, if you're working on that, if that's something that's fun for you. Otherwise, just 1, 1, 2, 3 is fine. That's those of you with ukulele background. That's the legendary B flat on ukulele, but on guitar it's F chord. Okay, play these 4 strings. So it's plunk, thumb, index, middle, ring, and then you go to your A7 here. And then I am just going to do 2, 2. Okay, so I'm not moving anything over here. I'm just going to hold this A7 at first. First thing I'm going to do is get the bottom 4 strings. And then the next is the strings 4, 3, and 2. Lift up your ring finger, middle finger, and then put it back down to get the 2, 2. Okay, so that measure is a lot of work for nothing, basically. So get your transition note into the D chord, to the D, because we've been playing in F, and now we're going to transition. We're actually playing in D minor, that first section. Now we're going to switch to D major, and so we've got to have some way to transition from the old key to the new key, and that's what this F and A7 thing is doing here. So if we go from 23 and 24, let's just play that. Grab your F shape, and we're going to do plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, index, middle, ring, A7, plunk, bum, 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 bum. I'd put a fermata over that, let that ring a little bit. I think it'll just sound better. Boom. And now we have a whole new set of chords to go through. Start off with your D chord, index, middle, and ring, a level 4, that shouldn't be a problem. Bum. Okay, and you can tell, hey, now we got a whole new song going on. We've hit that chord, 202. Okay, there's that. I like to double check when I'm getting text to make sure that I am not out of and make sure that I'm not unconnected from the internet. Okay, so measure 25, D chord, 202. Now, this is probably the toughest chord, and I went ahead and put the actual chord shape up above measure 26 so you can look at that. That's not an exactly pretty chord. You have your index finger, 3rd string, 6th fret, then these 2 guys here on the 7th fret, middle on the 4th string, ring on the 2nd string, and then your pinky's going to reach up here to 9. Okay. Okay. So I've been playing the whole thing with my claw. Okay. I'm probably going to drop in a 4-string strum here. That's just going to sound better. In fact, I'm going to make myself a little bit of note to put a little glissando through there, just to make it sound nicer. So if I'm at 25, I've got. That's what I'm after. Okay. Hopefully, when we get ready to play in concert, I'm a little smoother. that's with the claw. I probably still like it with a glissando in there. Try it both ways. See which way you like it better. I mean, one way, six one way, half dozen the other. Then we're going to go to measure 27. This is a partial B minor, index, middle, ring, bottom four strings. Okay, that sounds pretty, right? Pinky on 5. Nobody told. And then we're going to go that F sharp minor. It's on bar on 2. And then you can either do ring and pinky there on 4s, of the 5th and 4th string, like this. Or you can just put your ring finger on 4 and just make sure to only play 4 strings. Okay, either of those. What the sheet music says is that. Okay. So try it both ways. Try the glissando, the strum, or just pluck the whole thing. Either of those is acceptable. Find which way you think it sounds the prettiest. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to the final version of this. I'm probably for sure I'm going to do this. I like strums all through that whole thing. We're in a B section of the song. The first 2 sections were A, so I'm probably going to go ahead and give myself some glissando through there, to just because I think it's going to sound the prettiest. And you can try it different ways until you find either which way you can play, or 2, which way sounds the best to you. So let's play let's finish up this thought. 29. You've got your E minor. Now I only said you only have to do this. Probably I only gave you 4 strings because I'm probably initially was thinking to do a claw position. And then you got 5-0-5-5. So the hard part there, you got that measure 30, you got this E minor, 5-0-5-5. Yeah, that one I definitely think a claw position is going to make more sense. And then the O, the 5, and then you're going to have to reach all the way down to this 2, and the A chord. So that's what we're after there. I think I'm not going to do a glissando on that one. I think that one's going to sound better as plucked. All right, so let's try 25 through 31. 25. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to 27. E minor. If I'm going to glissando everything else except that one, I'm probably going to have to do that one as a glissando as well. So I'm putting the glissando back on E minor. There in measure 30. That's how I'm going to try to do it. And you try it both ways, plucking and strumming, and see which makes the most sense. Okay, let's move on. Measure 32. Okay, same exact chord pattern, dead on. Until so this is just a repeat of that last idea. It gives us another chance to play it. So from 32, 1, 2, 3, 4. one thought that crosses my head is, hey, pretty clearly at measure 38, I was thinking, hey, I want to have a pluck there because I've got a skip string there. At measure 38, the first chord is 0 skip 220. So the only way to accomplish that is that. That's what I was thinking as an arranger to do there. But just now as I was playing, I dropped in that. Either of those is acceptable, but as an arranger, I was thinking that. And if I'm thinking that there, I'm probably thinking, hey, what if I did this section of it? Do the first time play it with a thumb, and the second time come through and play it with the claw. That way, I've done it both ways. Gives me a chance to figure out, let my audience decide if they're happy with that. All right, and then measure 39. And now that's again that A chord there is just designed to transition you back into the D minor shape, okay, and D minor key so that we can finish up the song. Okay, and then the bottom half of this is almost identical to the beginning, so let's go ahead and play through that. Grab our D minor chord and play. So that last middle of 47, you're going bum, bum, bum. I'm probably going to go ahead and drop a little fermata over that. I feel like, it's probably a good idea there. We're about entering you're about to drive into the warehouse, land the plane and put it in the hangar, right? And so I'm going bum, 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 and I'm going to finish up the song. So I'm probably going to put a little bit of a fermata on there. And now I'm going to go back to the D minor shape. Again, this is just a repeat of what we've already worked on earlier in the song. So let's go with D minor. Okay, and notice that's different than what we did before. Now that F6 really is important. And so now that's, again, telling my audience, hey, I'm getting ready to wrap it up. We're going to do the chords do the thing a little bit different here. So at 49, you're still holding that D minor shape, even though it's an F6. Now it becomes an F6 with the 1-1, and then a D minor 6, add the 3, and then this one is a D minor, but you're going to put your pinky on 3, and then the whole little routine with the C chord, top 3 strings, thumb on the C, pinky. I was trying not to sneeze, and there it came. Coronavirus. F chord. A7's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowing down. Retardando here through 2, 3, 4. Bum. Then really retardando. I actually noted it. And pianissimo. Okay, and that's a little vibrato there on the end. Okay, I did put a fermata on that last note. Probably makes some sense. Okay, if you've got an electric guitar, you probably want to slide that. Okay, you're not on an electric guitar. That's ridiculous. Okay, so that's the whole song. We went through everything moment by moment. Hopefully that makes some sense. Obviously, if questions or whatever, you're always welcome to toss them over here into the chord box. Is it over here for you guys or over here? I don't know. Let me run through it one more time. I'm not going to play it well. I'm not ready for the final performance of this, but at least it gives you a chance to go through, watch it, and double check that everything is making sense. So from the top, I'll break it into sections. That way it'll still feel work session-ish. Okay. So first 4 measures. Bum, 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 section 1. Section 2, grab your D minor. C chord. G chord. A chord. Let it ring for a second. Go your D minor. That C chord is hard to get to for some reason. Pinky. Okay. Chopped up that G chord on 15 pretty good for no reason. And then measure 16. And then go. Okay. Turn the page. Page 3. And that time I clawed my way through it. This time I'll thumb my way through it. If you were following the sheet music, there's a repeat there, right? And so that repeat is going to take you all the way back to measure 9. You may want to make yourself a note of that you're not going to go back to the beginning, but you're going to go back to number 9. I'm going to make myself a note on there to number 9, to number 9, because otherwise my tendency is to start flipping back on where the heck am I supposed to go to? Okay, so you're not going to repeat the introduction is what's going on there. Okay, and then back at measure 40, we're going to finish up the song. You know, there's a couple of minor changes in the way we approach it, but for the most part, it's going to be very straightforward. From measure 40, 1, 2, ready, play. Pause for just a second, and then we go on to the last page. Okay, and again, basically the same as the first page, with a little bit of a difference in measure 49, and then of course the ending is quite a bit different. So grab your D minor. Or right, make that wiggly, that last note wiggly, however you want to. Hammer-on, pull-offs, bends, vibrato, you got all of those skills in your toolbox or not, and that gives you a chance to try all those. All right, so that's While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Again, is a work session preparing for Thursday night, and what I will do, I haven't done in the past, but I'm going to is send an email to the guitar group that paid for this piece of sheet music and said, "Hey, come to our special Thursday night concert. If you need to go back and double check how to play the darn thing, they'll send them to this video. And if they want to come and just do the best they can on Thursday night, that's fine too." Big thing with Thursday night is that it's an opportunity for you to play the song all the way through multiple times and just see how your practice session has gone through the week. Other things that we got going on here at beautiful DenverGuitarOrchestra.com is, let me go to front page and make sure I know what I'm talking about. We are normally we're our actual guitar group that meets regularly, but we won't be doing that anytime soon. So we are doing lessons online in each of the 4 levels that we have in the orchestra. There's actually technically 5 levels. Where level 5 we break it into multi-part arrangements, and everybody has a specific part they're assigned. Level 4, it's still about fingerstyle guitar. It's still about playing everything yourself and being able to have the complete toolbox and making everything work for you. And so what we're doing at level 4, 3, 2, and level 1 is just getting you started as a solo guitar player. The biggest challenge with solo guitar players is that you sit in your basement shopping for guitars rather than actually becoming a great musician. And that's what we want to avoid. What we do want to do is figure out some way for you to show up, get some lessons, get with other people who are doing the same thing as you, so that you can, be moving yourself forward and helping other people along the pathway. Hopefully play with a few people that are better than you, and hopefully helping a few people that aren't as good as you to kind of move forward step by step by step. And that's what we're working on. So today was the level 4. Tomorrow is level 3. We're playing Beautiful Dreamer, Stephen Foster tune. Absolutely gorgeous melody. Has a mermaid in it. I don't know. It's a very unusual song for mid 1800s. Very, middle 19th century song, and just absolutely beautiful melody. One of my favorite writers of all time, Stephen Foster. I just think he's a guy that was in the wrong time. He should have been 50 years later, and he'd have made more sense. But beautiful, beautiful piece. That's level 3. And then Wednesday, level 2, we will do Buffalo Gals. Again, a super fun song. Just 2 chords, back and forth, getting your chord shapes back in great shape. Thursday morning, we'll do 3 Blind Mice for the people who are brand new into the program and they're just working on cranking out a melody. And then Thursday night will be the one song concert where we will play While My Guitar Gently Weeps a number of different ways. And then on Friday we'll play all 4 songs as a week recap. And also on Friday, usually and probably this week for sure, I will have next week's concert song, next week's level 4 song ready to go, and I'll give you a hint as to what that will be. And so I try to get that out on Friday so that you have the weekend to work on it, and Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday you can work on that, and that helps you be ready for Thursday. So that's what I got going on. Hopefully this was helpful to whoever's hanging out up here in that widget. Don't often know who's listening in, or if you're listening in on the recording of this, it's I just leave them laying around on YouTube and hope I said something that made sense. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you're in the Denver area, it is 90 degrees here, or all but. And so hopefully you can put on some shorts and go for a walk, or I don't know if you're allowed to jump in a pool anymore or not, but take care of yourself. Stay away from other people. You don't know what they got, and you don't need it. So, Kathy, if you're still listening in, I'm delighted you joined us. Hopefully some of what I said made sense. And this is a great method, a really great and beautiful way to play beautiful songs in an extremely aggravating way, by never opening up your mouth. So you guys have a wonderful day. If you haven't already, you want to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you thought I said anything normal. And I will see all of you tomorrow for Beautiful Dreamer. Have a great night.